What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So this is SMMA Q&A. I'm going to be answering all of your social media marketing questions. I just made a post on my Instagram saying, ask me questions about this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to be going through all of those DMs and answering them. I have a feeling this is going to be a super helpful video because all the videos I make are based off of something you guys ask me to make, or a few of you will say, make a video on this topic, and I'll make it. But in this video, I'm going to be able to answer all of your questions and make a video on all these topics and answer all these things you guys want to know. So let's do it. All right, let's just get right into it. I have all the questions here on my computer. So the first question is from Hugo 2005. He says, on what app do you receive money? So I started off using Stripe. I used Stripe for a long time. Stripe is great. I recommend you all use Stripe. I'd say it is what most people use, and it's pretty professional and efficient. However, my account got shut down and I no longer use Stripe. But don't be scared to use Stripe just because my account got shut down. It was completely my fault that it got shut down, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't access it anymore, but I got all the money out of the account, so we're good. And I now use PayPal, and PayPal is just as good. I'd say Stripe's a little more professional than PayPal, but I think those are the two most common and the best ones to use. So either use Stripe or PayPal. All right, next question is from Mana. He says, what is your opinion on SMMA gurus like Iman Gadzhi? So, that's a good question. First off, guys, you all have to be careful with any kind of guru online. That's what I'll start off by saying, is that you guys need to be careful when it comes to these gurus. But, however, there are some good gurus out there. There's some great people. Even guys who have courses and are trying to sell them are still 100% legit, and they're great. But I'm about to address those gurus that aren't great and that you need to be mindful for. So when it comes to these gurus, you have to be mindful for, you really got to use common sense when you watch their videos, and you got to think straight and you got to see right through them. So when I say use common sense, it's like this. Each one of these gurus for social media marketing, since that's what we're talking about, are trying to sell something, and 99% of the time it's a course. So they're all trying to sell a course. To sell the course, they have to sell the business model of SMMA. So they have to say, this is a super easy business to get into. You don't need any money. You can achieve this much. You can get these crazy numbers within the first couple of weeks of starting, which isn't necessarily true. I'm not saying it's not true, because you can do those things, but they make it seem like it's so easy and all this stuff. And the reason they have to do that is because they have to sell their course. You can't sell a course for a business model that sucks. If they say, guys, this business is going to be super hard. You're going to have to work 12 hours a day. You're going to have to work the weekends. You're going to have to be on the phone with a ton of clients. You're going to have to be on meetings. You're going to have to outreach all day. But buy my course, it'll help you. Nobody's going to want to buy a course for a business like that. But when they make it seem so easy and super easy to be successful, and like make these people convinced that they're going to be millionaires in a couple months, of course, people are going to invest in a course for a business like that. I hope that makes sense, but by no means am I saying SMMA is a bad business model or you can't do crazy numbers in a short amount of time. But it's by no means easy, and it's going to take a lot of work. So just know that before you get into it and before you buy a course. And another thing I'll say is, use your gut when you're watching these SMMA videos. You can normally tell when somebody's real and when somebody's fake or just trying to sell something. And just use your mind. Be like, that doesn't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can normally tell when somebody's legit and when somebody's not. Okay, next question is from, I'm not even going to try to say that name or I'm going to get canceled, but he's saying, I want to hire contractors to provide these services, but I have no experience doing these services myself. I plan to learn as I go. He's saying, do you suggest I do this, or should I experience the skill myself first before hiring the contractor? Good question, man. So this is actually a pretty common question I get. And I mean, there's different answers to this question, but I'd say the right answer is yes, you should experience it. And I'm not saying go out and run a bunch of ads for your clients and get clients and even do it yourself, but mainly just study. Look up on YouTube how to run ads, even buy a course, or, you know, get a free course if that's what it takes. But learn how to do ads, learn the terminology so you can talk to these clients about it, because when you're in meetings, they normally have a lot of knowledge on this stuff. From my experience, they're going to be asking you about the KPI and the PPC and all this stuff, and you kind of need to know the terminology. Because how can you hire a good contractor if you don't know the services? And again, I'm not saying go out and become an Einstein in advertising, but just get an understanding. Even make your own Facebook ad account and run some cheap ads for something, and, you know, just do it yourself a little bit. But by no means am I saying go out and take years to do this. I mean, I don't know the time frame on this. It could be a couple days, could be weeks, could be a couple months, but just learn as much as you can and then you should be good. All right, next question is from Bazdula. He says, how did you get your first client? What business do they do? And how long did it take you to get them? All right, so how did I get him? I got this first client on Upwork. And what business did they do? It was a pretty random client. They were an English teacher and they taught foreign students English. He had his own business. And how long did it take me to get him? It's on my channel. I'm not sure the exact amount of time, but I'm pretty sure it was under a week. I don't completely remember how long. I'm pretty sure it was under a week though. If you check out my earlier videos, I talk a lot about, how I got my first few clients and the stories with that and how long it took me. But I know it was under a week, if I'm not mistaken, which I don't always like to say because I'll see people, struggling for like a month and haven't gotten a client. But I will say, everybody's path is different. I've tried businesses where I worked at it for like 10 months and made no money from it. So everybody's path is different, but if you work hard, the result will be the same. Okay, the result may not be the exact same, but something like that. Just work hard. Okay, next question is from Hank. Is having an established social media helpful for outreach? Yes, it is. I won't talk too much about this because it's pretty straightforward, but if somebody messaged you with 0 followers asking for your money to provide you a service, you probably wouldn't even respond to them. You'd be like, what is this? But if somebody with 100,000 followers messaged you, you might, click on their page and think twice because you're like, wow, this person has a lot of followers. They must be important. Okay, Hank actually asked me a couple questions, so I'm going to just answer the rest of his questions real quick. His next question is asking the best place to find numbers for cold calling. Now listen, Hank, I'm gonna hook you up. I don't know if I've ever said this on any of my other videos, but a great method that I use for cold calling is Yelp. On Yelp, all you do is search a business category like plumbing or roofing, whatever the business is. You search a niche and then there's just hundreds of businesses there with their contact information, their email and phone number is there. You just click on the business. You can search California plumbers or Utah stripper or but the cool thing about Yelp is you can call them from Yelp. Like you click on the page and then it says, do you want to call this business? Just press call. That's what I'll do a lot is I'll just search up businesses on Yelp and just go down all of them and call them and schedule meetings and stuff like that. It's a really cool thing to do. That's one of my favorite things to do with cold calling. But another thing you could do is hop on Fiverr and hire someone for like $5 or $10 to give you a bunch of leads. They'll give you like 100 or 500 leads for super cheap. And they'll give you the phone numbers as well as the business name and some other information. It's pretty cool. And when I first started out, I didn't think it was necessary at all. Even my first few clients, they were just paying me. I had no contract at all. But then I learned it was necessary. And also, it's super easy. So it is easy. Just look up contract templates online, learn a little bit about it, and choose one that works best for you. But I will say, if you have a client paying you like $500 a month and they're like, hey, man, I'd really prefer not to do a contract, and that's fine. Just make sure they're paying you before the month, before you provide the service, because if you do all the work and then they don't pay you without a contract, you're screwed. So I guess to answer your question, is a contract necessary? No, it's actually not, but you should do it every time. It's the best way to go and it's really professional. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but the next question is from someone named Salva. I believe your name's Salva. And they're saying, what should I do if someone asks me to promote their shop or products? Should I use Facebook ads? But there's no one platform that's just the best for ads, better than any other platform. It's not, oh, Facebook ads is the best platform to promote a product. You have to know the specific product. Each product is best for different platforms depending on the product. So like if somebody made a fidget spinner and they're making a business around this fidget spinner, where's the best place to promote it? TikTok, because it's towards a younger audience and it's kind of a trendy thing. You can, well, not really a trendy thing anymore, but you want to make a video go viral on TikTok, and that's something people on TikTok would be interested in. But if a person has a business around like a heating pad for like a bad back, where's the best place to promote that? Probably Facebook, because Facebook's audience is a little bit older than TikTok's, and that really would resonate better with Facebook's audience. So really the first step is to just talk to the client and learn more about their business, product or service, and then come up with a plan. Say, okay, this service, based on my research, does best on TikTok, so we're gonna do it on TikTok. Or the 3 best platforms to do this on is Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, next question is from Motivating Real. He asked me a few questions, but I'm just gonna answer, well, I guess I'll answer a few of them. But okay, so the first question is, where did you find the contractors that you currently have now? So I'd say I have a few contractors, but I'd say half of them from Upwork that I'm using now, and then the other half I guess is just from being in the marketing space, you kind of just meet people, and I have this YouTube channel, so it exposes me to, more potential people in this space, and I'll have a lot of people reaching out to me. So kind of just networking through that. But Upwork is the other half, and that's a great way to find contractors. His next question is, when will you release the free course? I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna start making it here soon, but it's gonna be, I guess, in the next 2 to 3 months if I had to put a time frame on it, or maybe even longer. But definitely this year, I'm gonna start making the free course. I don't know if everybody here knows, but I'm gonna make a course and then just start handing it out to people for free. So you can expect that soon this year. His next question is, when will you give us access to your contractors? Never. No, just kidding. I might include a couple contractors to use in the free course, and I'll put the link to like their Upwork account or their contact information if they let me put that in there. But I'll definitely put something in the course. Like, I've used this guy before and he's really good, use him. Because I want to be different. Like, I don't think there's any courses where people would use like their personal contractors. So I want to be different, I want to be helpful, and I want to put that in there so you can expect that in the free course. All right, next question is from my boy, Detox JE. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say your name, but I'm gonna go with it because it sounds pretty cool. His next question is, biggest tip for a beginner? I'd say work hard, keep your head up, and try not to get discouraged. Keep working, and also improve something every day. Whether it's in your business or in real life, but always improve something in your business. Improve your outreach methods, improve your profiles, improve your online presence, improve the way you talk to people, learn a new skill, or even if it's in your personal life, because your business reflects your personal life. So if your personal life is trash, then your business is going to be trash. So if you're waking up at noon every day, try waking up a little earlier. If you're getting fat, try going to the gym. If you're getting stupid, try getting smarter. No, I don't know, but you know what I mean. Just improve something every day. And his last question, biggest L you could have easily avoided? Probably being born. So listen, I've been learning that cold emailing isn't as effective as it used to be, but it's still effective if you do it the right way. But listen, it's getting saturated, okay? I get emails, not hundreds, but I get a lot of emails every day from people trying to sell me services, whether if it's for my websites or for YouTube, whatever. And you kind of got to be unique if you want to land clients, because like, let's say med spa, that's one of the most popular SMMA niches to work with. You better believe popular med spas are getting tons of emails every day. You need to do something to differentiate yourself between all these other emails. Also, another tip, if you have some time on your hands and if you're a hard worker, it could just be a numbers game. Like, do the math, send out 200 emails and see how many responses you get. You might get one response. So every 200 emails you send, you get a response. And maybe every 5 or 10 responses you land a meeting. And every 5 meetings, you land a client. So it could just be a numbers game. You could just have to send out a ton of emails. Make sure they're good emails, personalize them if you can, or, crack the code where it's personalized, but also meant for everybody, which is what I did. But yeah, it could just be a numbers game. Send out a bunch of emails, and you are going to have to send out a lot, but it could be effective. All right, next question. My boy Pico says, do you have clients from other countries? If not, do you think it could work? I actually don't have clients from other countries, but do I think it could work? Absolutely. I actually had a meeting with a potential client from Canada for a furniture store. It didn't work out because they stood me up. They set up a meeting and they never responded, but I think it could have worked. It definitely could have worked. You just got to make sure you and this client are on the same page. And I guess it depends on the service. If you're running ads for them and they're in a whole different country, you got to make sure that you're able to run ads in that country and all this stuff. And maybe like a VPN would come into play in this. I don't know, but it's definitely possible. Just make sure you're on the same page with the client and work out all the kinks, and you should be good. All right, next question is from my boy Parker. Shout out you, Parker. He's made me some thumbnails before, but his question is, how do you find high paying clients? So that is a valuable question, and there's a lot of ways you could go about this, but I'd say the first place it starts with is the niche. You have to have, kind of a high paying niche if you want to get high paying clients. And it also has to do with the business within that niche. Is that business bringing in a lot of money each month? Can that business afford to pay you a lot? And you're not just going to, work in the sporting niche and work with Dick's Sporting Goods right off the bat. You're going to have to kind of work your way up. You're going to have to work with small companies and then you're gonna have to work with bigger companies and bigger companies. And first they're gonna be paying you little, but then you get a reputation and you build up, and then you can work with the high paying companies. So self-improvement asks, what is the onboarding process? What is your onboarding process like? So the onboarding process is just onboarding a client and the time it takes to develop a strategy and get your team together and get all the information. And what my onboarding process is like is pretty much that, just developing a strategy, have my guys come up with a strategy, send it to the client, get that client to approve it, agree on it, come up with a plan, get my team together, and just execute the plan once you're done with the onboarding process. So say we're onboarding a client for organic social media growth. We'll get all the posts together for the month and put it into a scheduling software. So all of the posts for the month post themselves so we don't have to touch them. We'll come up with a hashtag library and do a bunch of research on all the relevant hashtags within their niche. And we'll come up with the captions and everything and put it into that scheduling software and, stuff like that. If we're running ads, we'll come up with a strategy for the ads and come up with a budget and all this stuff. And we'll also come up with like the visuals for the ad, like the videos and what ads we're going to run. And just a bunch of planning and strategizing is really what it is. Next question, someone asked, how do you pay for ads? Do you put your credit card information into the account, or how do you get their credit card information? Okay, so listen, normally, I get this question a lot, but normally you'll have an account, or you'll make the account for the client and you'll get them to log in and to put their credit card information in it. Or I'd say most of the time, a lot of the time, the client will already have an ad account and you will log into it and their credit card information will already be in it. But of course, there's times where they'll just pay you the ad spend. So if your contract's $800 and they want to spend $400 on ads that month, they'll pay you $1,200. And I guess there's also times where they'll give you their credit card information, but I've never done that before. But honestly, a lot of people worry about this, but you should be the least worried about this. And it's as simple as just asking them. Just say, hey, how do you want me to pay for the ads? Do you want to, pay me the money, or do you want to put your credit card information into the account? Just be honest and communicate with them. All right, boys, I think I answered enough questions. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize. But I think I covered a lot of aspects of SMMA that a lot of you wonder about, a lot of you have questions on. And also, guys, I'm going to just tell you this. If you ever need anything else outside of SMMA, feel free to message me. I get a lot of messages. I can't respond to every single one, but if you're not doing too well or you need help with something just in your personal life, feel free to message me. I would love to reach out and help you guys, even if it's not related to business. But I do, of course, want you all to succeed in your business, so keep reaching out to me with business-related questions. And if you guys like this video, hopefully I can make another one, because I think this was a pretty cool concept. I don't know if I've seen anybody else do this, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure people have done it. But this is pretty cool and a cool way to answer your questions. But thanks for watching, guys. The link to my Instagram and Discord are in the description. Check those out, join the community, and follow me on Instagram, man. And as always, let me know what you want to see in the next video, and I'll see you all then. Peace out, guys.